Thanks for having me
All
on,
right,
guys.
guys. Let's flip the page here. Let's get back to the high school ranks. And Jonathan, you went to a special media day presentation because one of our area teams right here in Richland County, they're dancing like it's 1990, baby. Took a trip up to Shelby. What was the vibe like?
Yeah, vibes are great. It's just fantastic seeing them win not only just a MOAC title, they shared it with Highland, but hey, spoiler alert, they got the rubber match against Highland in the regional semifinals. So they got that under their belt as well. They got a district championship. They got now a regional championship. They're going to Dayton for the first time since 1990. Oh, and by the way, they're on a 10-game winning streak. Ooh. That is their longest winning streak since 2008. And Media Day was earlier today. Got to talk to a couple of players. Let's go ahead and play that clip.
They just know, every set is a chance to reset and go back out there and adjust. And they do a great job of not getting down on themselves. They do a great job of leaning on each other in those moments to help bring each other back up. And they're just relentless when it comes to those nights. I think we really shine in those 4 or 5 set matches where a lot of the times it seems like our energy picks up while our opponent's is dipping. And so, yeah, they just do a great job of pushing themselves mentally and physically in those moments and not getting down.
Defensively, kind of what is the focus? You guys are really, really good in that aspect.
I mean, every day we just work on picking up every ball that we can, giving 110% effort. So I think that really sets us apart from everybody else, and we're willing to do whatever it takes to get the balls up.
It's definitely very exciting that we'll be going down, but we just need to play how we can play, not be nervous or scared of the other team, but just play how we can and just like every other game.
What do you make of a second team All-Ohio honor? Like that's pretty big. I don't know when the last time a Shelby volleyball player got that high of honor.
Well, I'm super proud of myself. I don't know. I feel like I've worked hard. I think everyone's worked hard. I mean, I couldn't do it without everyone like pushing me in practice and everything. Coach pushing me especially. I'm just super proud of everyone and myself.
I think it's really cool to be a part of the group that is making this big of an impact on the community, and especially on the younger kids, because now they know that they can do it and that it's possible.
Coming in now, the head coach of the Shelby Lady Whippets, fresh off of a prayer group too. So bringing the good vibes all the way around, Mrs. Katelyn Olewiler. How we doing, Coach?
Good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, it's our pleasure to have you here on the show tonight, and you returned a lot of pieces to this team. I see 8 seniors. You had 9 letter winners after your first year. How much different do you feel like it was entering year number 2, getting to know your team a little bit? You kind of knew the cast of characters and understanding that you had a lot of good ones coming back.
Sure. I knew coming in with them last year that this team had a lot of potential and a lot of talent. It was just about how do we unleash that talent. And then we only lost 2 seniors last year, so we knew we had a lot of potential this year to build upon what we already started last year.
And I read at the beginning of the year that you had a team motto this year, which is touch the line. What does that mean, and how have your girls really embodied that mentality?
Yeah, so touch the line kind of refers to when we're doing our sprints in practice. It's meaning that when you do those back and forth sprints, you reach your hand all the way down and touch the line. So it's a metaphor just for doing the little things, because in the end, the little things are what's going to give you that end result that you want. So it's just it's about not cheating yourself, not cheating your teammates, just to get that result that you want at the end.
I remember during conditioning, Travis, I would come up a little bit short if Coach wasn't really looking. I might not touch the line, and then that's why we didn't go probably to state Final Fours. So it's all kind of resonating, and it makes sense here, Coach.
Right.
Really cool, though, to see your team kind of take that next step, or even a couple of steps here in your second year as opposed to the first. And Jonathan has a question for you about your coaching journey, actually just getting to Shelby and being in this position.
Yeah. When you see me, you're going to see the hat. Good to have a fellow MBNU alum here in the building today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here on the podcast. So just talk about from getting your diploma at Mount Vernon and just the journey that you took to end up here to now coaching your team to a state Final Four.
Yeah. So go Cougs. First off, we'll get a shout out to them. Their volleyball team is also having a great season. So they actually just got the number 2 seed in their Crossroads League tournament. So super excited for them. So graduated from Mount Vernon Nazarene. Then I went to the University of Akron to get my graduate degree in speech language pathology. And within that time frame, I'm originally from the Mount Vernon area. And my husband graduated from Crestview High School, so that's how I ended up in this area, and kind of how I ended up at Shelby City Schools working as a speech therapist there, and just kind of naturally fell into the position of as a head coach.
We could probably use your services. We're talking all the time out here, Katelyn, and we have word salads that just get mixed up all the way around, where it's a crouton when it really should be a tomato and all sorts of things.
Right.
So maybe we'll get a hold of you after the podcast
go.
here tonight. But I got to tell you, Thursday night was the most fun I think I've ever had calling a volleyball match, period. It's Halloween night. The vibe was right. The mood was set. Red Rage was going absolutely berserk. And the crowd was just, it was unbelievable to be a part of. How cool was it from your vantage point? The 3-set comeback, it's against a conference rival. You're going head-to-head with a team that's one of the top in the entire state, and you get it done in dramatic fashion. Had to have been crazy down there on the sideline to be you.
Yeah. We knew going into the tournament that there was a strong chance we were going to face Highland in that regional semi match, and we were excited for it. Highland's a great team, but we know we're a great team too, and we had split during season, and so we were looking forward to just coming out and deciding who was the champion between our games. And I just have so much respect, though, for Highland as just them as a team and their program that they've built there. It really is truly something special. So then I think that just really speaks to my team as well and how hard they've worked. And to go out and beat a team with like Highland with the history they have, it just really says a lot to their hard work and their dedication and just being relentless and fearless on the court.
And we were just seeing there another really exciting match for your girls on Saturday, where you come from behind yet again. You win 3 consecutive sets. Travis has a question for you just about the resiliency that this team possesses.
Yeah, and Brian said Thursday was his favorite. My favorite match of the year was Saturday in the regional championship. But you fall down 2-0 to Highland. You come back and beat them. You fall down 1-0 in the regional final. It looks like they have the momentum, but you come back. Take me into the huddle right here. What kind of adjustments can you make in the game of volleyball to get your team back in, get into that winning way once again, down 2-0, momentum-wise, things like that, down 1-0? Just what changes are you able to make in something like that?
Yeah. Really, the changes that we're making in those situations are not necessarily physical changes. A lot of it is a mental shift that we're having to talk about. We just talk about how it's another set. It's another opportunity to go out and compete the way we know how to. A lot of times we talk about how, we're settled in now. Any jitters that we may have had are gone, and then we can settle into more of our rhythm and play Shelby volleyball.
Sometimes teams, just when their back's against the wall, it seems like that's kind of the DNA and the makeup of this squad, is that's when they kind of thrive and they play their best volleyball. And obviously, with a couple of wins, come from behinds, you're getting a lot of attention right now. You have the media day, a lot of folks out there, and your kids having to answer a lot of questions. So who do you feel like is really enjoying the spotlight from your cast of characters, and how much do you enjoy being at the center of attention, or do you?
I think all of the girls are loving the media attention right now. Last year with the boys basketball team, we saw what they got, so we kind of knew expecting going in. And we do just really appreciate all of the media that we are getting. All the time it's not necessarily going to be equal between boys and girls sports, but that's been far from it for us. And we just really appreciate that experience we're having. And I think we all just view it as a privilege that we get to do all of this. So we've just had a really positive attitude and mindset towards all the media for sure.
State Final Four coming up here on Thursday night. Going to take on another state-ranked opponent in Marlington. You guys rolling down in style, or what's the trip plans like to get down to Dayton?
Yeah, we're not taking the yellow limo down to Dayton. We actually got a charter bus. So I think we're going to do a big district send-off again, where elementary comes together, middle school, high school. We all come together at the high school, and we'll do a big send-off for us.
That was awesome. I went to the basketball one.
Yeah, so we're really excited for that, just to celebrate with our classmates in our community. We're really excited about that.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to let us know when you guys are planning to do that. We'll come over and we'll get involved in the mix. But I want to know, Katelyn, because I don't exactly know how old you are. What were you doing in 1990, the last time that Shelby was in this position?
I was not even in the womb yet.
Yeah, I figured.
I was 2.
I wasn't born until 1997.
So you came a
That's the
long
case.
ways after the fact.
And I believe that's the case for her entire team, well, her entire coaching staff as well. Nobody
Yes,
was born
correct.
on this team.
So you don't even know what the earth looked like back then. You don't know who was president, how much milk cost, loaf of bread, any of that stuff.
Those were
used
the
to be the
days.
metrics.
The 90s were great, man. Oh.
Now it's how much is your subscription to Netflix. That's how these kids kind of gauge it. How much are you paying versus when we are now? But hey, it's been a heck of a ride and a journey so far, but we hope it doesn't end just yet. Obviously, you'd love to have that big banner. No team in Shelby history has got beyond where you guys are about to be on Thursday night, so we're wishing you plenty of luck. We'll be in the house down there in Dayton, and looking forward to watching you compete, Coach. Thanks for the time.
Awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate it, you guys.
Our pleasure. Miss Katelyn Olewiler, everybody. How cool. And I do love the younger coaching staffs being able to relate. Not that it matters if you're older, but you can tell that like her and her coaches out there from what I saw on Thursday night, they just get it. And it feels like a bit of a family environment out there. Lots of smiles when Shelby plays volleyball. They're cheering. Well, a lot of teams are, obviously, after every point. But it felt genuine with the Lady Whippets. That's what I enjoyed about them.
I just feel like, obviously, you're gonna have fun playing volleyball no matter where you're at, but just the overall vibe that I get from this Shelby volleyball team is just off the charts compared to some of the other teams that we've seen in our area. Just the fact that they're going to be dancing all the way to Dayton, that's definitely going to help them even more, and that's going to give them that lift I think that they need to get past the number 4 team in Division 4.
They'll be doing the worm on the way to Dayton, actually, as we saw in the match in the regional
should have
final.
asked her about
But
that.
we forgot. Oh, well, maybe we'll ask her when we get down there early enough.
Yeah.
But something else too. It's a different type of style from these newer coaches to the older coaches. You know, you get a Coach Weaver that's you know tough, in your face, stern, things like that. And then the newer generation is more, let's go, let's happy, things like that. I just think you're seeing that change in more sports now, and it's starting to work.
We have to build up these kids all the time. Tough love doesn't necessarily work anymore. Like, it's true.
Yeah.
There's been a transition, and either you get in and fit in where it works, or you're kind of left by the wayside, or you're not having your contract renewed. So I think that the newer generation, they're kind of proving that.
Yep.
And we're seeing a lot of younger coaches have plenty of success here in and around the area.
I'll be interested to see when we go down to Dayton how many of those coaches for those teams are a little bit younger, closer to Olewiler's age. That'll be a unique observation.
You guys are going down there. A doubleheader on Thursday?
Kind of a doubleheader. We got like 5 hours in between the matches and different venues, too. Calvert St. Paul's going to be at Wright State for their semi. Then we're going to Vandalia Butler for Shelby's at 7:30. So, we'll get there early enough to see worm practice.
There was a question at Media Day that somebody asked and said, "Is it take a little bit of pressure off of you to Shelby? Does it take a little pressure off of you to be playing at a high school rather than at Wright State?" And Coach Olewiler's response was, "Have you seen Vandalia Butler High School?"
Yeah,
it's literally the same thing.
Yes, it's like it's an arena.
No,
those are arenas down there. Like when East Knox played in a regional, it wasn't Butler, but one of the other schools. It was literally a bowl, big arena type deal for like D2 or D1 in the Dayton area. It's nuts.
Well, you guys are going to find out on Thursday night just how nuts it really is. And then, Nutter Center before that. So just a nutty day all the way around.